how's it all going? Welcome to another Walk With Me adventure from Aspie with Attitude. It's where I show you the world from the eyes of an autistic individual. That's why I make these videos, and plus I really love making these kind of videos that you're watching right now. And to give you a bit of a recap, if you've seen Walk With Me number 15, which was episode 226, I had previously explored one part of Warrandyte, which was Jumping Creek Reserve. All I ever did was, like I just done time-lapse shots, just to show you the walk from Black Flat to the Jumping Creek picnic grounds. And also, to never forget that I actually did find that church that was in the forest. That was just a highlight of this walk, apart from the fact I was crossing bridges and walking up that small cliff or some small bank. And this time round, it'll be actually not this real time-lapse shot that you had seen back in Walk With Me number 15, which I'm still in the same place but different location now. This is where it's all going to get more interesting. Since I'm in Whipstick Gully, the place I haven't been to before at time this filming back in July 2022. So anyway, I just really want to get an adventure starting, since now that the video's starting to get started. I only just got started. Please come with me and enjoy the walk from Aspie with Attitude. Before I really get stuck into this walk, one thing I must show you before I really move on is the quarry site. Just to give you a brief rundown on what a quarry site is used for these days is, this is actually used for abseiling and rock climbing, and this is just a beginner's level for those who just want to start out and just really do it in the real world, in real nature, rather than doing it in an indoor rock climbing centre. That's what it's used for these days. But yet again, it would have had its original use. Since it's a bit unknown why the quarry was there, it just happens to be an interesting site. Since I'd like to show you a panoramic view without me in it. Yes, it's a pretty small place. There's just nothing much to it. So it was just at the opposite of the hut where I was actually beginning my video. Because, you know what, I just want to move on and just getting on with the video. Yeah, please, come and walk with me from Aspie with Attitude. And there's a whole lot more to show ya. Well, just actually made it to a point of interest here. So yeah, what a bit of a long walk. Since at the time this video upload, this was all uncharted territory of Warrandyte. So I pretty much already knew Jumping Creek before, but not Whipstick Gully, which is actually a complete different place in Warrandyte. Where I actually am is, I'm at a place called Fourth Hill. Apparently, this be like a hilltop reservoir and a fire tower, which I'm pretty much, I assume that's actually not there anymore. It's pretty much all up that track, which I might actually have a look. And before I do, something I'd like to show you. My idea of going on walks like this is I could just actually maybe see something like a mine shaft or something going under there. So like, I don't know if I should be lifting this up, but it looks like it's well shut. So I'm not going to try and waste my time opening this thing, since it's a bit of a mystery. So like, what I love doing these walk with me and going in Australian bushland is that one thing that Australia lacks in this country are ancient ruins, and those things will come as close to finding ancient ruins, since I had found a lot of them in my previous videos, in my previous watches. So I'm in a moment that I'm actually at Warrandyte at Whipstick Gully. Never seen anything like this at Jumping Creek, back in Walk With Me number 15. And one thing I still haven't found is where that dam used to be, which I might assume this is all filled in, and that draws me attention. I'm actually finding TPs in Australia, which I've actually seen a lot in my Walk With Me videos, and I feel that I had a rare chance just to sort of give you a bit of a backstory behind it, which I'm not really sure what that's all supposed to mean. That people are just grabbing sticks, leaning up against a tree, just making a TP, just like way the Native American Indians used to do in Nebraska many centuries ago. And here there'll be an entrance. Yeah, I'm definitely not going in there, because like I don't want to get myself dirty going inside this thing, since I guess it's made for little kids to actually go inside it and whatever. So like, it just wouldn't be proper shelter if it's raining at all. So it's not weatherproof. Oh, just people pick up sticks, leaning against a tree just to make these TPs. So like, I just wish that I'm gonna move on, which I actually will move on, and just get out of the way just to give you a clear shot of what's here. Now, here we go. I actually saw in the bush that fence line. That's a wooden fence line that's a barrier to something. Well, unfortunately, I just couldn't find the Hilltop Dam, since I've learnt that it was filled in back in 1961, and the bush grew over it, and while the kids did build a TP on top of it. One thing I must show you there's a hole that no park rangers had ever filled in, which happens to be an old mine shaft, just like what I saw in Walk With Me number 6, when I took a walk through that pine forest back in 2020. And Walk With Me number 6 was episode 132, just as a recap of what's to come as I show you what's down there. So between those fences and around, and I'll just bring it up there. Yeah, here's the fence line that I was actually telling you about. What's actually down there is actually another mine shaft, and another mine shaft I should be saying. So anyway, this is so awesome how they made the fencing, how it's all wooden, because I didn't want to go falling down there. So like, I'm just turning myself around. Oh yeah, that looks interesting to go down there. Like, I bet you can abseil down there, which means I just do not know how to do it. So like, I'll leave that to somebody else to check it out down there, which I highly doubt you're going to find any gold. And that big hole in the earth is actually a gold mine. So I'm actually starting to find these gold mines now. That's the idea of exploring the walk. I must continue on my walk then, from Aspie for Attitude. Yeah, come along, walk with me. Well, finally, dudes, like, oh yeah, what a walk. And actually really loving the walk. So like, I actually came to the right place. There is something I was actually really looking for now, which I'm about to show you on this Walk With Me adventure from Aspie with Attitude. I actually finally found it. It's actually a tunnel, a real mine. Yeah, just come in a bit closer. Yeah, I'm definitely not going in there. That kind of reminds me of Walk With Me number 6, what I did for episode 132. Oh yeah, this is just so awesome. Like, why didn't they have this at Jumping Creek for my Walk With Me number 15? Well, anyway, there I have it. Apparently so. There's a couple more tunnels like this. This is one out of many. And like before though, I wouldn't even go in there, and you can just see how it's all been backed up by the fences. Just like what I've explained back at mine shaft, which is 4th Hill Mine. So like, I'm going to continue going down now. And I've seen plenty of these things around, because like, it's supposed to tell you the history. Obviously history's gone, which is a bit of a shame. And just a beautiful day to do it. So I want to continue on for a walk then. Point of interest I was actually showing you right now happens to be another mine shaft, and it's actually half filled in. Well, as it happens though, like, it was nearly going to become a mining town, which never picked up as a big mining town or mining boom at all. At least the people who came along to dig for gold gave it a go, never found much or didn't find anything, which was kind of a bit of a disappointment. But it just goes to show what's actually really there now, which has actually made my walk in this part of Victoria more worthwhile, considering that those who actually made all these mine shafts may have actually just wasted their time. Well dudes, that's what I actually came all the way here for, to check out this Abolics, which happens to be some sort of memorial talking about where gold has been found in Warrandyte, which is actually very, very close to Melbourne. And I think at the time though, like, I'm sure the state of Victoria was still annexed into New South Wales back then, in June 1851. Well, I just go look it up in the history books. Mainly, all the gold rush happened in Ballarat, which is in central Victoria. I'm talking about Australian Australia. So obviously, there was Lewis John Mitchell. He was actually happened to be, by chance, prospecting there, pulled out a nugget. I don't know how big it was. Could have been maybe size as a cherry or maybe an apple. So who knows? Only history can tell. The main thing is, that's why I actually wanted to show you. And by the way, Nova Creek is Anderson Creek. And I'm going to show you more of the mining history around Warrandyte. Please come along and walk with me. So what did I just say? I told you there was going to be another tunnel in this part of Warrandyte in Whipstick Gully. Oh, absolutely so cool. Like, oh yeah, it appears to be kind of safe going in there. Well, it looks kind of caved in at the end. And I can say, good! Anyway, that's how awesome it is. Oh yeah. Coming away finding places like this. But you're just not going to see much in here. So like, I can see there's some iron door at the end of it. So as long as, if it doesn't collapse, yeah, that's what I saw on the internet, was this an iron door, because just behind this iron door, it's just going to get very, very, very dangerous. Oh. Yeah, dudes, like, I'm actually in one of the tunnels. So, like, you're just going to have to get the phone there. Oh, yeah, awesome. Just so awesome that I actually came down. So, actually, there's just nothing much to see apart from the lighting of the tunnel. So, this is what I'm actually heading to. So, like, I did bring a proper torch. I just didn't think I was actually going to really go in there. So like, it appears to be safe to go inside this tunnel. So like, I just want to really watch my head. So I'm just going to put the camera down. Oh, yeah, dudes, like, hey, how was that? Like, going in there. So what I want to do is turn off the torch, please. Oh yeah, well there you have it. I actually did go into the tunnel. That's what you at least saw in Walk With Me. What I really want to do now is, I'm just going to actually continue going back to where I started. And also there's something else I'll show you before I even finish off the video. So please come along and walk with me through Whipstick Gully in Warrandyte from Aspie with Attitude. And now finally, there's actually 3 tunnels all up in entire Whipstick Gully, what I just actually showed you, and also plus a small handful of mine shafts. Oh dudes, like, yeah, it's finally completed my circuit. Pretty much back to where I've actually did begin this walk from Aspie with Attitude, which was a walk with me adventure around the Warrandyte gold mines. So like, I just didn't expect or any of this, and I didn't have any imagination this was really trying to become a mining community, which it never became. But yet again, has any gold been found? Maybe a few, maybe none, maybe just a small handful, but who knows? Yeah, just wanted to show you the tunnel there. So like, I'm gonna bring the camera a bit closer. Well, that's all I want to actually pretty much show you. It's just a final tunnel, which is actually behind the iron gates. So like, pretty much won't be going in there, and I won't be jumping these fences at all. Oh, yes. So like, that's been a very long walk. And apparently, 53 kilograms worth of gold has actually been found in some of these mines. Well, right, there you have it. So like, there's just one more thing I'm going to show you, which is not part of Whipstick Gully. And now I'm going to finish this video off from Aspie with Attitude. Yeah, please come with me. Let's check out what I'm actually talking about. Since I'm on my way to my final destination for Walk With Me from Aspie with Attitude, the last thing I'm going to show you in Whipstick Gully is that brickwork. What I like to explain the brickwork is, once upon a time, there used to be a steam-powered machinery of some description, which is called the stamping battery. The idea of a stamping battery was that you used to be able to go in the bush, you collect these white rocks, which is called quartz, and we're talking about the rocks that is white as my jumper that I'm wearing here. And what it does is, it crushes all the white rocks, and sometimes you might be lucky to find some gold, maybe a glitter, maybe a nugget, who knows? But you just don't know what you find, because back in those days, there's no metal detectors at all. Which I assume that metal detectors weren't invented till one of the world wars. That was back in the 1880s or 1890s they were running this machine, on top of that brickwork. So anyway, this is where I'm just going to really move on. Actually finally made it to one of my final destinations for this Walk With Me from Aspie with Attitude. Now I'm right outside of Stick Gully Park, where you saw the tunnels in the mine shaft. And now, once again, I'm back to the Yarra River. The reason why I want to take you back to the Yarra River now is the fact there's something else I'm going to show you. There is another tunnel. And I'm going to take it over there to explain the tunnel that's going on top of the Yarra River. This was such a long walk trying to get to Pound Bend Tunnel, and I thought I'll just film from there. And I'll just quickly show you. If I stuck to one side of the river, you can see there's a steep track coming down there. And you can just almost see how dangerous that would be. And as it happens though, I've decided to film it from the other side of the river, which I'm happy to be at a very safe side of the Yarra River. This tunnel is actually man-made. That's all I wanted to show you, and it's just too dangerous going in there. Now that I pretty much showed you one end of the tunnel, I'm going to walk right back up. And I'm going to walk back into town and out there again, just to show you outside the tunnel, which is something that I really want to do in this video. And that'll be my final destination from Aspie with Attitude. Come along and walk with me. Well, guess what, dudes? Guess where I am? Finally made it to the other end of the tunnel, which I'm going to show you in a sec. Oh, dudes, what a bloody long walk. Oh, especially trying to get to the other side of the river without even trying to risk my life at all. So right away, I'm actually wanting to show you the other side of the tunnel that I was showing you before. Finally, dudes, I made it to the other side of the tunnel. So how cool is this? It's such a very long walk trying to get through town and pretty much where I wanted to be. What I've just figured out is this tunnel was actually made in 1870, which is part of the Whipstick Gully mining that I was showing you in most of the video. And that's what I always wanted to show you. Nothing like what you're seeing Walk With Me number 15 when I did Jumping Creek Reserve. Since this is the west side of Warrandyte, and the Jumping Creek Reserve, just like in episode 226, was just the east part of Warrandyte. So we'll turn this around, and here we go. Pretty much out on the other side in the Yarra River, and in this direction I previously did a Walk With Me video at Western Falls Park. I think that was Walk With Me number 26 or either Walk With Me number 27. At the time I haven't edited a video at the time, I only just recently released Walk With Me number 17 when I did the George Tintale Gardens in Sherbrooke. But however it is, there you have it. And this river here, it flows right through the city of Melbourne, as I've explained back in Walk With Me number 15 when I was on the Jumping Creek Trail. So yeah, dudes, like, makes me so happy that I actually almost virtually got a whole place to myself. As it appears, the water is probably a little bit higher because we had a lot of rainfall pretty much in the recent months, since we're in the middle of winter and we're pretty much in a La Nina effect. And around about that time when I was filming this video in July 2022, there have been a lot of floods happening in New South Wales, where houses have been deluged through intensive rain in New South Wales, but we didn't have much like this in Victoria, to tell you the truth, apart from the fact that the river's risen, too cold to go for a swim, and also all year round too dangerous because I can see how strong the currents are, and also there's even a currents exiting the tunnel. Well, anyway, dudes, just gotta sit down for a bit, and I like to say, what did you actually think of this whole entire walk from Aspie with Attitude? Walk with me. So, like, if you really enjoy what I had been doing, you can always subscribe to Aspie with Attitude. That's all I ever ask for in terms of support. And also, you can keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. If you please, ring this notification bell. That way, you'll never miss a single upload. And also, please like and share this video around. That way, you're showing more support to this channel, Aspie with Attitude. And also, there is a playlist to be found in the description down below of all my previous Walk With Me videos that I had done since September 2019 when I started with episode 76. However it is though, please also don't forget to check out episode 226 when I did Walk With Me number 15 at Jumping Creek Reserve, which is actually pretty much the first half of this video. So now I'm happy to finish with doing all my Walk With Me adventures at Warrandyte, and I've basically got everything in. And that's the way I like to finish off this video is, the whole time I've been carrying my orange fidget spinner around enough to match that tracksuit that I actually been wearing pretty much the whole video. So anyway, just better sit down and hope you really enjoyed what I was doing here. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, I hope you enjoyed my walk. Peace and respect, dudes. See you next time from Aspie with Attitude.